Talking about plastics. It's been in the news a lot, and yes, you're going, okay, I've been eating a plastic bag a week or a year or whatever, and that's so gross. But really, there are so many neat things we can do to prevent plasticization of our body, per se. Dr. Vivien Chen was on the Model Health Show, Shawn Stevenson's The Model Health Show, and that's episode 891 if you would like to hear the full podcast. I'm going to give you little bullet points here, take you maybe less than 10 minutes. But the main thing to know is that plastics are ever present in not only the air we breathe, the beverages we drink, the food we eat, the skincare products, the household products. So we're really inundated with plastics no matter where. So even if you get rid of them in your house, just again, know we're breathing them. But so the less we can put in our homes and our lives, the better off we're going to be. So Dr. Chen did say that plastics are made up of about 10,000 different chemicals, and 2/3 of those chemicals are not even tested as of yet. So that means we probably wouldn't like to know what's in them. We've got some hurt going on there, if you know what I'm saying. So most of the time we don't go, okay, plastics are good for us. No, they're not. Anyway, so the microplastics and nanoplastics that we have in our life, if we could do the less is best thing, that's going to be great. Starting with, as she says, number one, water bottles. And people go, oh yeah, but as she mentioned, and I see this too in Costco, people still buy flats and flats of these bottled waters. There's so much plastic in the water itself. So this is really awful. As a matter of fact, which I know this also makes sense when you think about it, there's less plastic in tap water than there is in bottled water. Think about that for a second. So number one thing you can do is don't buy bottled water. Do get, if you can, a purification system of some type. She even said if you log on to Environmental Working Group, that's a website, and you put in your zip code, it will tell you the contaminants that are high in your area. So you can buy a water filter that pertains to those particular contaminants, which is a great idea. But standard filters, refrigerator water, or even the Brita is not the best, but you're filtering out some of the things you don't want to be drinking is always a great idea. Then get your own metal or glass water bottle, because even if you get a plastic bottle that says it's BPA free, just know that the BPA, whatever else they put in there, not biosphol, but something else, is equally supposedly as toxic. That's what I'm hearing from Dr. Chen. So you're not getting a good value just because the water bottle says it's biosphol free. Also, when you think about a can or something else in the grocery store that says BPA free, they're using another chemical, and that's lining the can or lining, this is the also scary one, when you go to a coffee shop and you get the Go Coffee, which I love, those are paper plastic coated. So you're coated in plastic when you're drinking those beverages. So maybe can you bring your own cup? I know people think you're weird, right? But what a great idea. So starting with your beverages, going then into your food. Also, again, can you buy, I think they've got the boxed beans at this point. Some of the foods that we used to come in cans are now coming into boxes, which is kind of cool. Your pump soap, could you use a hard bar? When you buy peanut butters or nut butters, can you get the one in the glass container? And yes, it's more expensive, but you're getting rid of these plastics, which is really, really, really important to our body. So the topic that Dr. Chen was talking about is, are plastics making you fat? Now that sounds like a great tease for TV, I'll tell you that, but in reality, it is true, because these toxins, these chemicals are highly inflammatory to our system. So rather than a mitochondria, that's the energy portion of your cell, doing whatever it is it's going to be doing, it might be doing more fighting of inflammation, and therefore instead of getting rid of things that are in your system, you might be storing them, and that's pretty scary. So we've got to think about that in terms of the foods that we're eating. So that you've heard obesogens. Yes, there are components and toxins in foods and other things that are basically, our body doesn't really know what to do with them. They're storing them, they're making us inflamed, and then the natural processes that we would typically be able to do in our body, they're not working as they should. So they actually can make you fat, which is just beyond scary and weird. So we want to see, we've seen over the last, I think 2016 was maybe one of the last studies, is that we have a high incidence of non-alcoholic fatty liver. That just means, again, we're not processing the chemical load that we're taking in as well as we should. And Dr. Chen said, and this is kind of, I know, a little embarrassing, but one of the number one things you can do to fight this is to fight constipation. Let me explain about that. So when we get rid of things, when we eliminate, we take toxins with us. So if we're not eliminating daily, which we should be doing, then you're basically storing these toxins in your body. And she goes as far as to say you could be reprocessing these things because you're not getting rid of them. So your gut, digestive system, and also your liver are the places that we are detoxifying. So if you can eat foods with tons of fiber, and that's really another big point, which is not going to hurt us anyway, right? The average American gets about 10 to 15 grams of fiber a day. We should be getting at least 25 grams. And they even go as far as to say that, you know, back in the Cro-Magnon days, right? Although we weren't there to study this, it was supposed that ancient caveman ate about 100 grams of fiber a day. So he did not have any biosphere problems. Anyway, so let's get into that fiber. Let's get into that good hydration, excuse me, and making sure that you've got a high fiber diet with lots of fluids so that you can process these toxins, because you can get rid of them, which I think is really a great idea. So I think these are such good tips. We just need to know that we're not getting any healthier with our current load, what we're taking in. So, you know, if you're buying bottled water, if you're grabbing a coffee, if you're not really exercising, moving, and not getting your body moving, you could be having some challenges. And if you're fighting weight and you made some of these changes, you could actually see some great results. So that's what I have to offer this week on plastics. So even if you're not overweight, get rid of these plastics. It will really help your body.